The Waverly High School Band is a fundamental element of activities held in Waverly. Friday night, community members, parents, and students gathered at the downtown stadium to celebrate the official opening and dedication of the Waverly Band's new building. If you were unable to attend the celebration, please enjoy the video of the full dedication ceremony.
During any downtown event, football games, parades, basketball games, pep rallies, this is the band room when we're downtown. Since our other band room is at the school, this is the place where we will be able to keep instruments, extra uniforms, show videos of our performances, and warm up for basketball games, warm up for football games, and just, like I said, kind of like the headquarters of the band for everything downtown.
It means new memories, new experiences.
We can finally have heat and AC, and it won't be miserable in the summer and the winter.
Yeah. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. I'm Superintendent Bill Hoover with Waverly City Schools, and I wanted to thank you all for coming out for our Waverly City School band building ceremony and opening this evening. The Waverly Band has a long-standing tradition of excellence. We're very proud of our band, and this excellence is going to continue in this building, and we're really proud to be able to say that. We're thankful and grateful to our community for being supportive so that we could have a facility like we do, and for the support of our music program to be able to have such a facility. On behalf of Waverly City Schools, I would like to thank our community, RKJ Fabrication and Construction for building the facility, and our school board, who's here tonight, for their support so that we could have a project planned and completed for our students. We're just extremely proud, and the purpose this evening is for us to be able to show how grateful we are to have this, and grateful for our students to have such a place to be able to continue to develop their music education and experiences with Waverly City Schools. At this time, I'm going to pass the mic on to Waverly City School member Josh Ramey.
Hey everybody, on behalf of the Board of Education, I want to just echo Mr. Hoover's words and say, just thank the community so much for us being able to have a facility like this to provide for our band program. You know, obviously with a place like this, it must mean we believe in musical education, and I do believe it has value. We all believe it has value. I personally was in band, and while I don't consider myself musical at all, didn't fix that, but it did teach me discipline and creativity and working as a team and giving my best all the time. And those are all qualities that these students are going to be able to carry wherever they go in life. We had a great time last week at an alumni band, a bunch of old farts getting together, a bunch of old band geeks getting together, playing, and we talked a lot about legacy. We talked about the legacy of the quality of Waverly's band program for decades. We talked a whole bunch about Mr. John Huffman and Brenda and Bob Jones, and we shared memories and how they laid a foundation for the years to come. They laid this foundation that we have built this program on. But there's another important part of a legacy that I wanted to talk about, and that's keeping it going. And for that part, I want to thank Mr. Zach Ross for keeping this legacy going. Sometimes the keeping it going can be the harder part, but he's got a lot of help around him. He's got T-Patty and Lummer, and he's got Sean, and he's got Christina, and he's got the Chanceys and Missy, and all the band boosters, and all the parents. And so he's got a lot of help, but he does a fantastic job. And so they continue to lead an incredible program that keeps this legacy going. However, there's another group I want to mention, and that's our current students. This building was not built for alumni. It was not built for Mr. Huffman. It wasn't even built for you, Mr. Ross. It was built for these students. Yes, some older folks laid the foundation, but they have turned this program into something that's beyond any of our expectations. Right now, coming to a football or a basketball game, it feels like a college atmosphere, the stuff that you guys provide. We absolutely love it. Can anybody imagine a parade in Waverly without the band? It's just, you can't have one. All the concerts and special events that they help provide our community with culture. We just want to say thank you. You guys have done a great job. And so may this new facility continue to grow this legacy of this program, providing a space, a place for these students to continue to develop their talents and abilities, but also learn how to use those to benefit other people. Every time, guys, students, I'm talking to you, I'm going to turn around. Hi, guys. Every time you step into this building and every time you step out, especially in your uniforms, I want you to remember, let this building be a reminder of how much your community loves what you do and how proud of you that we are. Keep up the great work. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I introduce you the incomparable Mr. Zach Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Ramey. I feel really old school that I have legal paper here, but it is what you get. Good evening, everyone. It is indeed my great privilege to be speaking to you in front of this awesome new building. Let's hear it for this awesome new building. And let me start also by expressing my thanks to everyone who had a hand in this project. Thank you first to our superintendent, Mr. Hoover, Travis Robertson, Director of Operations, and the entire administration of Waverly City Schools. Of course, the Waverly City Schools Board of Education, both members past and present who are here tonight. The construction company, RKJ, who Mr. Hoover already thanked, especially a special big thanks to Chip Foyle and Kelly Seif for always checking in, asking for ideas, and ensuring that this building would be the best it could possibly be for our kids. Likewise to Chad Simonton, Rodney Leffler, Patrick Williams, who constantly checked in to see how they could make this building the most effective. We should be so thankful to live in a community that is so proud of their school's band. We should also be thankful to teach and to learn in a school district that supports the music department. The Waverly Band would not be what it is today if those two things were not true. The Waverly Band would also not be what it is today without hundreds, probably thousands of people who have been a part of this program over the last century. Mr. Hoover and I were talking about, when did the band start at Waverly? And we don't really have an exact date, but if you were watching the slideshow, we have pictures of a band at Waverly in 1931. And that's the earliest photo I've found. But I'm sure there was some sort of band going on before that even. We're so fortunate to have had directors who dedicated entire careers to building the tradition of excellence that our band program still aspires to today. Two longtime directors come to mind. Mr. William Tetrick, longtime director from sometime in the 1950s to the early 1970s. And Mr. John Huffman, who Josh Ramey mentioned, director from the early 80s to 2012. Many of us standing here, including myself, probably had Mr. Tetrick or Mr. Huffman as our band director. And there were others along the way. These are the two that came to mind because of their tenure here. John Huffman, along with Brenda Harper and Bob Jones, totally revamped the band program here, taking it to new heights. I would not be standing here in front of you if it weren't for these three individuals. And I am eternally grateful for all that they've done for me in my life. It is them and the program they built that push me every day to give my students the same great opportunities that they gave so many, including myself. We could also not continue that legacy, as Josh talked about, without lots of help. And so I would like to thank all of the people who currently help these students. First and foremost, our assistant director, Mr. Tom Patterson. Another assistant director and percussion instructor, Steve Lummer. There are several others, some have been mentioned, but and some of these people have been helping this program for years. Some were just mentioned, and then also George Brady, Sean Harris, the Chansey family, Christina Ryder, and the list goes on and on. And myself and the kids could not do what we do without them. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. These kids behind me are some of the best kids. They have varied other interests outside of band. They play sports. In the band right now, we have cross-country runners, football players, a cheerleader, volleyball players, soccer players, members of the Scouts, members of their church youth groups, 4-H members, Leo Club members, Rotary members, kids who take all college prep courses, kids who take only college classes, even a student who right now is making his way back from Army National Guard boot camp. These are some of the most dedicated and involved students at Waverly City Schools. But they are all band members because they have at least one thing in common, and that is the undeniable love of music. Yes, we love to perform and make an audience happy, but it's that love of music that changes a kid's life, along with all the other things they learn in band that equips them for life. Responsibility, organization, respect, teamwork, leadership, the list goes on and on. Thank you, Waverly City Schools, for recognizing the importance of music in a child's life and realizing the need for a facility such as this for the band to be able to function effectively at downtown events. Before I conclude, I just wanted to point out some of the specific features of this new building and how they will benefit our kids. First of all, the large space. We have high ceilings, lots of space. That is an absolute necessity when you have a large band with lots of drums and brass playing, so we don't damage our hearing. So the space is very ample. Restrooms, ample restrooms. An office that has a computer and a copier for copying music or last-minute needs before a game. Tables and chairs to be able to seat the whole band, to be able to feed the kids before we take off for a festival or a parade. An upstairs storage area for instruments to be stored long-term or just during the games. Uniform storage room. 100 new music stands that we can use for pep band, practice, etc. Wanger cabinets, specially made cabinets for instruments. A work table to work on instruments. A sheet music library to bring overflow music from our high school, which is at capacity, our library, down here for extra storage. A smart board capable of videos, computer, stereo with microphones. Again, the list goes on and on and on. Once again, on behalf of the Waverly Music Department and the band, I would like to express our sincere thanks to all involved upon the completion of this building, and we look forward to using it for many years to come. Thank you. And we're going to play a song now that has kind of become a staple of Waverly, and we borrowed it from Ohio State several years ago. But we hope you enjoy this one. The crowd really seems to like it. This is My Town.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Ramsey. I'm the principal at the high school right now. I get the privilege of working with these kiddos every day, and all of you here know the time and dedication that these guys put in. I feel like I log a lot of hours at the high school, and there is hardly ever a second when I'm in the building and there is not a band staff member or band member or music rolling through the hallways. It's just an awesome place to be, and these are awesome kids and just a wonderful thing for the whole band community. So at this time, we're going to officially move to our ribbon cutting ceremony. I need to call forward all Board of Education members, administration, band staff, and also high school band officers. I'll go ahead and say that after the ribbon cutting, the band will perform the fight song, and that will conclude the entire ceremony for this evening. We want to go ahead and thank everyone in advance for your support always and for coming out this evening. So on to the big scissors.
I'll be behind you. You get over here. Let me be behind you.
Ready?